On. We are live, guys. How are we? Good evening. Nina's here, Laura's here, Gemma's here. Everybody's quick tonight. Kim is here. Oh, we're getting a full house already. Everybody's coming on. How are we doing, guys? It's Saturday night. It's 10 o'clock here in the UK. Girly Whirly's here again. Archie's here. Good evening, crew. It's amazing. This is the Bulletproof family here, all getting together on a Saturday night. Good evening, Kim. Rock and roll again. I'm here with my coffee. Rock and roll. Nina, you read my mind. You typed that in, obviously, as I was thinking it. Amazing, guys. How are we all? How's everyone's Saturday been? Let's just have a little bit of a chat initially. Are you plugged in and got your coffee? Yes, I am, Kim. I'm plugged in, got my coffee. Evening, Archie. Hello, Girly Whirly. Sorry I missed last night. No pros, managed to catch up. Did you watch the replay, Laura? That'd be cool. Yas, how we doing, man? Good to see you again. Matt is joining as well. Matt, great to see you, dude. Amazing. Well, this is good. This is good. So last night we talked about the importance of escape. Escape to focus, basically, and the fact that we don't often take time out really to actually disconnect completely from our hyper-connected world. We're always online, we're always Connor, good evening, we're always hyper-connected to everything, so we don't really get a chance to really disconnect and focus on the bigger picture. Kim had a nice chilled out day. I would have liked to have had a chilled out day, but I've been pretty busy writing Unit 5 of Bulletproof Actor. That I keep saying is finished and almost is finished. Armstrong is here as well. For those who are new as well, there's a lot of people on the scope who are always on my scopes every night, which is great. But if you're new, type in new and then put where you're from. It'd be great to see where you're from. For those who don't know me, my name's Ross. I'm an actor and voiceover artist from Manchester here in the UK. I need to change this intro really. I say it every night, but I'm fascinated with mindset and basically motivation, productivity, positivity, and getting stuff done really. Fancy a yoga retreat somewhere hot. Do you know what? I've tried yoga once. Give me some hearts if you think yoga's really difficult, because I thought yoga, being a bloke going to the gym, was yoga, it's just for girls, isn't it? I know that's a very bigoted view, and I don't have that view anymore, I assure you. Keith, good evening. But yeah, I thought at the start, when a friend of mine, she's a yoga teacher, she's like, oh, you have to come in and do yoga one night, and I was like, oh, I'll definitely do that. Went and did a full-on arms workout, thinking, oh, I'll be fine to do yoga. Honestly, it was a room full of women as well, very attractive women, most of them. I walk in thinking this could be easy. It's just stretching, isn't it, yoga? There's nothing more to it. Honest to God, within 3 minutes, they'd made us do about 10 push-ups, and I was dead. I was like, I just can't do this. All the girls were killing it. It's so hard. It's I've never sweated so much stood still before just stretching. And then I went and did something called Bikram yoga, where you do it in 40-degree heat, and that is almost panic attack central. It's really hard. Yoga is actually part of my uni course. Wow, Kim. Yeah, no, yoga is difficult. Respect to those people who are masters at yoga. But yeah, if you want to escape to focus, that's probably a good place to escape to focus too. Get yourself to India on a yoga retreat or something like that. So because we were talking about escaping last night, and that's going to give people the space to to focus and to kind of think of the bigger picture about what they're doing. Tonight I want to kind of drill into everybody something. Chelsea, we've got Chelsea in the house. Who are you, Chelsea? Tema from Chelsea. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. My name's Ross, and I do these scopes. This is night 28, by the way, of 30 consecutive scopes that we're doing on Mindset this month, and then from next week we're going to drop down to every Monday, Wednesday and Friday, and they're going to be on various things that I'll talk to people about at the end. Whitey30 Vikings is here. So yeah, last night we talked about escaping, and that made me think, well, actually, you know what, I'd like to get people kind of drilling down into the things that they really should be focusing on and really should be doing with their lives, their unique abilities, effectively. And there's a little lie that I've spoke about before that I think society tells us, and society tells us really, and school tells us this when we're growing up. Tell me if you've had this in your life before, where teachers and peers and parents and society in general teaches us that really, if we have a weakness, we should work on it. They teach us to work on our weaknesses. So at school, if we're great at English but we're not very good at maths, then it's almost like the English teacher just let you off, really, going, well, you don't really need to work very hard at English because you're naturally good at it. It's a unique ability of yours. But you really need to work on your maths. And we might go, oh, you know what, I actually despise working on maths. It's just something that I just don't get, and I don't really ever want to get. I don't enjoy it. thus working on that weakness isn't enjoyable. It highlights the fact that I'm never going to be good at it. Russian fan Chelsea in the house. I don't really follow that much football, I'm afraid, Tema, so I can't really join in with any football banter, really. Sorry about that. But yeah, so focusing on weaknesses is just not good, is it? It's just not, you know, it's a bit of a lie that society tells us. It highlights what we're not good at. Our education system is pants, and I work in a school. Well, there you go, Laura. Laura's going to have a first-hand experience about that. Then, yeah. I think it is. I think, you know, at school, if we have to work on our weaknesses, fair enough. But I think when we get out of life, when we get out of school into real life, that we should forget about all that. And society still almost dictates to us that is what we should do, because it's kind of conditioned into us as kids. But I want you guys to throw that away tonight. We're going to start looking at your unique abilities, the things that you are naturally good at, and how we can throw away the things that we aren't very good at, and the things that are our weaknesses, but how we can still get those done. So I've titled this, the slides are back, you'll be happy to know. I've titled this, I still don't write on the back of them, but here we go. Developing the good into the great. For which club you support? Well, Manchester United, because I'm from Manchester, but that's kind of by default because I have to. Katie Jane, good evening to you. So yeah, this is about developing the good into the great. What I mean by that is, instead of working on your weaknesses, guys, what I do, and well, what I was taught to do by a mentor of mine, my primary school teachers were awful to me and told me I'd never amount to anything. Oh, well, that's just a limiting belief I hope you've got rid of now, Kim. But yeah, what a few mentors of mine taught me to do a couple of years back was really to forget about my weaknesses and just focus on my strengths. Focus on what I am good at, and then work on those to become great at them. And that's what I want to drill into you guys, okay? We're going to look tonight at the things that you are naturally good at, and then we want you to become great at those things. Throw your weaknesses away. So naturally, in life, we have a kind of a core, which is our unique abilities. Who the F are MU? Well, I told you I'm not really into football, Tema, so we can't have, normally I could give some banter back, but I've got nothing for you. So yeah, our unique abilities are in the middle here. These are the things in this red circle that are at the core of who we are. They're like, the central things that we're really, really good at. And we probably enjoy because we are good at. They're like our God-given talents. And they're the most valuable assets that we have. Outside of that, we have the things that we're good at. And there's probably fewer of these, but we're still quite good at them. You know, we probably still quite enjoy them. And, you know, they're still valuable to us. Beyond that, we have the things in the grey circle here. I don't know if you can see this because it's got white writing there, but it says okay. So these are things that we're okay at. Okay, and then I don't think it's a bad thing to recognise a circle on the outside of our abilities, those things that we are bad at. You know, there's things that we just naturally aren't very good at. And if that is something like when you're at school and you're great at music and art, but you're not very good at maths and English, then that's fine. You know, if you don't enjoy working on those weaknesses, don't work on them. You know, let's actually start focusing on that middle, the middle two circles there, what we are, our unique abilities and what we are good at. So give me some of your unique abilities. What do you reckon? Because I start thinking about this, you might never even thought of this before. What are the things that you think you excel in? And this isn't like, you know, a place to be afraid of, you know, being seen, I might be seen as showing off or whatever. Don't worry about that. Things that I think I excel in are voiceover. I do a lot of voiceovers. I think I excel in voiceover. And I think other unique abilities, I'm graphic design. I think I'm really quite good at graphic design. I've got a nice eye for design. Acting is definitely, you know, a big strength of mine, and probably kind of presenting in a way, you know, little things like this. I guess you've got to be a bit of a nutter to just talk to a camera online every night at 10 o'clock. But I reckon they're kind of my unique core abilities. What do you reckon your unique core abilities are? You know, you might be a people person, you know, you might be a great, I know Kim, you do art, you might be a great artist. There's a lot of great actors I know who are going to be on these scopes as well, but we've got people from various backgrounds, you know, doing different jobs. It's not all, you know, just acting, I guess, on these scopes. But what do you think your unique abilities are, the things that you are best at? Let me know that, and then we'll work out to the other things that we are then good at, things that we're okay at, and then things that we're bad at. Creative arts, speaking in public, radio show presenting, and acting. Wicked, so that's all around the creative industry then, Kim. Surprise, surprise, I thought it would be. Definitely says a lot of actors who come on these scopes. But yeah, what about other people? Laura, Archie, give us some, don't be shy, give us some of your unique abilities. Archie, You have a unique ability, just a unique likability factor, I reckon. One of your unique abilities is definitely kind of like a people person, you know, a bit of charisma, you make people smile. That's a really good core strength. Acting and accents, I'm a good mimic. Oh, you need, I didn't know that. Do you do like impressions or anything, Nina? Anything like that? Not that you have to do impressions to, you know, that's not just mimic whatever you want. But yeah, so they're kind of, that's great. That's core strength. Then around that, I say we have the things that we're good at and the things that we're okay at. So things that I'm good at, God, I don't know. I'm quite good at running, but I'm not great at it. Acting, creating character voices, sculpture and design. Wow, it's another very creative one, Shelley. Sculpture and design sounds wicked. I'm useless at arithmetic, but I was brilliant at algebra. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. Oh yeah, I wasn't very great at maths, to be honest. I'm working through the Downton cast. Oh, mimicking the Downton cast. Good on you, Nina. So yeah, things that I'm good at. So I say running. I'm quite good at running. I guess I'm quite good at writing articles only on things that I'm interested in, though. They're probably things that I'm good at. What things do you think you're good at? You know, maybe it's not your total core strength, but something that you might be good at. Could be anything. Cooking. You know, literally anything like that. You know, like I say, singing, dancing. You know, I don't know. You might go line dancing. You might go Morris dancing. I don't know. Things that generally you're good at, so you'll do as a hobby. Maybe it's not work. I work with kids that no one else can deal with in school. I'm very patient and an aspiring actress. Awesome. Well, that's wicked. I mean, yeah, absolutely. That's brilliant. You know, that's a really good ability to have. That's kind of like an emotional intelligence, I guess, being able to work with kids that other people can't, because other people might not even, you know, be able to start to understand these kids. Good at drawing, singing and teaching. Okay, awesome. So then on the outside of that, we're going to have the things that we're okay at. We don't need to go through those. I'm sure everybody's just okay at a few things. And you deal with scary parents, Laura. Well, that is definitely a unique ability. I can do a good Yorkshire accent, although since I was born there, that's a bit of a cheat. Well, you know, it's good. It's good. So let's look at the things that you're bad at. Okay, so things that I am bad at. Do you know what? Punctuality, I'm pretty bad at. Cleaning, I'm bad at. I'm really bad at cleaning. Do you know, once I really made an effort to do some washing up for an ex-girlfriend of mine, and she was, I thought, I'm gonna really try and impress her here, and, like, you know, tidy the flat up while she's in the shower and get it all looking nice and show her how domesticated I am as a man and how perfect I am. Honest to God, I tried. I mean, I really tried. I wasn't even mucking about. I tried to clean all the pots. We'd cooked something the night before. I don't know what it was. It had some sort of tomato sauce style thing on it. And I scrubbed them, what I thought was, like, honestly, perfect. Dried them all off, stacked them all up to stack away. Like 10 minutes later, I was like, look what I've done all this sort of stuff. She came over, picked up one of the plates. There was still stuff all over it that I just hadn't seen or hadn't managed to get off. And I'm going, I don't understand, because I'd really tried. I'm just terrible at cleaning stuff. I just don't get along with cleaning products. They don't seem to work for me. So that's something that I'm not particularly good at. Web design, you know, actually, my organisation is bad. I try to be minimalistic. Yeah, organisation, maybe, yeah, exactly. I'm also, like, a weakness of mine, I run a lot of websites. My design, my eye for design is good. I think that's one of my unique abilities. But I don't know how to code the back end of a website particularly well at all. That is a weakness of mine. I never went to university to do that or anything like that. It's a very complex task. So that is absolutely a weakness of mine, and that's something that I don't particularly enjoy working on. Nina's got patience and persistence, good qualities for an actor. Pants at maths, rubbish at maths. So maybe accounts, Nina, if you're an actress and you start earning loads of money, maybe your accounts, that's a weakness of yours. You would be bad at that. So what I want to do now is I want to put some monetary values on these things that we've got here, on your abilities, okay? So, pricing them up. Bad at organisation, Kim. Timekeeping and super untidy. Well, that's it. That's my desk here, if you could see it. I know this all looks great, but if you can see what's in front of me, it's a total pigsty. Let's put some prices on this, okay? So, centre here, unique abilities. Okay, let's say our unique ability, I've plucked these figures out of thin air. You might earn more than this, you might earn less than this, it doesn't matter, it's all relative, okay? So we might be able to demand £50 an hour for our unique ability, you know. It's, I mean, working in the acting industry, the voiceover industry, a lot of guys on these scopes do, you know, we can get paid significantly well, you know, really, really well in that industry. We don't work all the time, and that's why you can get paid so well. But say, for instance, you know, your acting work or whatever it is, you can demand £50 an hour for. Okay, it's going to decrease down. So the things you're good at, you're not going to be able to demand as much for. Things you're okay at, you won't be able to demand as much for. And things you're bad at, you know, you're not going to be able to demand very much for at all. Okay, but let's just say, right, the things that you're bad at, say for instance it is cleaning, okay, and we go, we're all, it sounds like we're all an untidy bunch on here. Why would we want to spend our time and energy getting better at cleaning when we can actually, you know, spend our time on our unique abilities earning a nice amount of money? What if we spent extra hours working on our unique abilities through our weaknesses in the bin, earn an extra £50, and we can effectively pay someone else £10 an hour to do our cleaning for us? So we work 1 hour extra on our unique ability, we hustle to get an extra hour's pay doing whatever we do as our unique ability, and then we actually earn 5 hours worth of that skill that's a weakness of ours. So when you start thinking about this, what most people do is they try and do it all themselves, and I used to be like this. So for me, what happens now is I'm very lucky, very fortunate, and it's taken me 11 years to get to that place, but I now work an awful lot as a voiceover artist, and I can get, through my agent, £200 an hour before there's been any usage or anything added to that fee. So I can, you know, I can earn some decent money. I'm not saying that as a show off or as a brag or anything like that. I used to earn £5.70, well, £3 an hour actually, when I used to work in retail for many years. So I know what it's like equally to, you know, to work for very, very little. But what I would do is I would sit down at my computer and I would try that web design that I was telling you about, the web development, the coding in the back end. I initially was like, well, I need to just do this all myself because I can't afford to get a coder in to do anything like that for me. You know, I'm going to have to teach myself this because I like to have control and I want to be in control of everything. And I would spend, honestly guys, weeks and weeks and weeks trying to learn something that's so complex. And that would detract from the amount of availability that I had to work as a voiceover artist, because I'd be like, no, I need to get this done. You know, this is really, really important to me, and my eye wouldn't be on the ball with my other side of work, so I would probably be working less. What I now do, which I've now realised and took me a long time to kind of figure out, is that actually, you know what, no matter how strong I get at that skill that's my weakness, I'm never, ever, ever going to be good at, you know, as good at that as the person who that is a strength for. So there will be people in this world who are ridiculously tidy, who are unbelievable cleaners. It's a great skill of theirs. They can just completely blitz a place and it looks immaculate, okay? They can do that in probably half the time that we can do it. So what I can do in terms of the web development now is I go, okay, well, if I just hustle more to earn £200 an hour on as many jobs as I can, I then pay a web designer, well, a web developer, 75 quid an hour to do web development for me. So I can get nearly 3 hours of him working on my weakness for every hour I put in of working on my unique ability and my unique strength. So the takeaway from this session really is that you guys need to start looking at just what get this essentialist mindset again that we've been talking about for the last week. Look at what your unique abilities are, throw away your weaknesses, and go, I'm actually going to work and hustle to make these good things, the things that I'm good at, as many of these good things as possible, great, so I can demand more money for them, to pay people to do my weaknesses, rather than me struggle about it and just end up, you know, running round and round in circles. A friend of mine, he does a really successful podcast, he told me today, he did this exact same thing with web development. He was trying to move a picture literally just from the left hand side of the page to the right hand side of the page on his website when he was first starting out, and he was determined he was going to do it. He wasn't going to pay a web developer to do it because he had no money. He spent 8 hours trying to do that and he still couldn't get it quite right. His wife said, here, let me just phone my mate Rob, I know he's a web developer, he'll be able to do this quite quickly. Got on the phone to Rob, he did it honestly in less than 30 seconds. He had to pay him like $20 or something like that, and yet he'd spent 8 hours of that day where he could have been getting paid, you know, $40, $50 an hour, wasting his time trying to do it. It's just not a good economic scale to work with. And I know a lot of people will be going, oh my god, but you know, you get paid like, you know, a significant amount of money per hour. I don't, so how can I do that? Before I did, all I would do is this, okay? So if you're not, you know, high earning unique ability, you don't have those unique abilities yet, you know, you don't panic, okay? Okay, for ages, if you don't currently have the kind of skills or money, you know, to operate like this, then you can always swap skills with people. Okay, you always swap them. I did this for years before I could demand, you know, great rates for my unique abilities. I would swap, you know, for other people. So what unique abilities do you have that you can swap, you know, exchange for other people's? So in terms of acting, okay, you might be a great actor, and you might have some editing skills, for instance. So I used to do this. I could edit. I taught myself to edit when I was at uni. I wasn't great at it, but it was a skill that I'd probably put in the good box. It wasn't a unique ability of mine, but it was good. I worked on it really hard until it became pretty great, I'd say. But then that gave me the currency, not literally, I didn't have the money, but to basically bring something to a shoot. So if I knew a director who had a fancy camera and wanted to direct a film, but he wasn't great at editing, I could go, I'll tell you what, if you put me in that and we make a short film together, I'll edit it. I'll edit it for you, therefore you don't have to pay an editor. And we just swap skills like that. Kim says he's definitely going to do VO Focus soon. Yeah, but that wasn't like a plug for the voiceover industry or anything like that, but if anyone wants to get into voiceover, I run workshops in partnership with one of the biggest agencies in the country. It's my agent, called the Voiceover Gallery. We do VOfocus.com. We do workshops. Well, we do them normally once a month. We're not going to do one now until January. We've just done the last one for 2015. But voiceover, honestly, guys, if you've been getting any of the Bulletproof Actor emails previously that, you know, I've sent out on occasions, or the VO Focus ones, you know, I've mentioned how the voiceover industry absolutely changed my life, and I don't mean it in a small way either. I took that leap out of retail 10 years ago, and I was working for £5.75 an hour, hating my life, getting no job satisfaction at all, working for someone I didn't like, I didn't respect because they didn't respect me, and working for a company that just didn't seem to, you know, necessarily value its employees very much. I jumped ship and I focused on what my strengths were and what I was good at then. I worked on them and worked on them and worked on them. And we drill this into people at the voiceover workshops. You can't just expect as an actor or an actress to walk into a voiceover studio and be a voiceover artist. It's a completely different skill. It's so different. Archie will know. Archie, tell us how different it is, because Archie came on the last VO Focus workshop. Such a different skill. Demands very, very different skills than acting. If you're an actor, I think you've got an advantage because you're not going to be as you're not going to be as conscious in front of people and making a fool of yourself. So you know you're going to stretch yourself a bit further, but it's a very different skill set. And I just worked at it and worked at it and worked at it until it became a unique ability of mine, and I was great at it. Have you met Clem Fandango? Yeah, Howard Toast to London? No. Do you know what though? The industry, Nina, I swear, is very, very much like that. It's very much like Toast to London. Definitely. It's an amazing industry though. It's such a great industry. It's not particularly big, it's not oversubscribed like the acting industry is, and it's very, very well paid if you are good at it. Need an intermediate VO course soon, please. Yeah, I know, we're looking at that as well. You know, definitely. There's so much going on. My doing this essentialist stuff this last week, it's drilled it into me very, very clearly that my, you know, priority above anything else is the Bulletproof Actor course. And I want to get that out and nail that out for you guys so that by the end of this year, you're all bulletproof and we can all enter into 2016 ready to smash it and have the best year ever. Give me some hearts if 2016 is going to be your best year ever, because if you stick with me, kids, I'll assure you that it will be. I will make it as good as I can possibly make it. I think it's going to be a great year, 2016. So that's my priority. My priorities as the old non-essentialist Ross would have been VO Focus workshops, act on this, you know, Bulletproof Actor, the intermediate workshops, all that kind of stuff. I can't effectively deliver you guys the goods if I'm concentrating on all of those things. I'm just going to focus fully on Bulletproof Actor for the next like 4 weeks, 5 weeks. Hopefully I'm going to launch it by the end of this month. It might run a little bit into November, but I assure you it's going to be absolutely killer, and I'll be able to release some preview stuff before then anyway, so I'll be able to give you guys tasters along the way. There's actually going to be I would say Bulletproof Actor, Unstoppable Confidence, Infinite Success is going to be the #1, and I promise you this, like, it's literally a world-class product, the #1 course on mindset for actors. It'll be my 10th year in acting, the breakthrough year. Awesome, Nina. But I'm also going to release 3 videos up to the launch of Bulletproof Actor, which will be the second best mindset course for actors on the planet. So even if you don't buy Bulletproof Actor, I'm going to give you guys 3 videos taking you through an awful lot of stuff that we talk about in these scopes, but in a little bit more depth, so that you at least get incredible value out of those 3 videos that you don't have to pay anything for. And then that'll be the second best mindset workshop on the planet for actors. Bulletproof Actor and Unstoppable Confidence Infinite Success will be the #1 mindset course for actors on this planet, I assure you. But that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, I'm just focusing on that. That's my unique ability. I think I have a unique ability in explaining this kind of stuff. This is all based on sort of like psychology and stuff I've read over the last 8-9 years. Some of it's really quite complex. I think one of my abilities is quite nice is to be able to kind of explain it in ordinary everyday terms to people. So I just want to concentrate on that, deliver it to you guys, and then we can all get into 2016 just ready to kill it completely. You guys can all focus on your unique abilities and get paid a hell of a lot of money for them, because you deserve it. And forget your weaknesses. Throw all them weaknesses away. It doesn't matter. We're ditching them. They're in the bin. We're going to pay other people to do those for us, because life is too short to spend 8 hours a day on something that someone who's great at it can do in 20 seconds. That's just, you know, just does not work, does not make sense at all. So that's a takeaway from today, guys. I hope you have enjoyed yourselves. That's been, what, 25 minutes. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate you spending your Saturday night with us. We're all just so sad, aren't we? None of us have a life. We'll go out. I'm well past it, well too old for that. You know, it used to be vodka and Red Bull for me on a Saturday night. Now I'm I'm hiring a cleaner. Honestly, you know what, Laura? All joking aside, if you spend 2-3 hours a week cleaning, and you can pay somebody maybe, you know, £8, £9 an hour to clean for you, but then you can go and do something that earns you £15 an hour, £20 an hour, and you can do that for an extra 3 hours, then why not get a cleaner? It just makes complete, utter sense. It's a waste of your time if you can outsource that to somebody else to do it, whilst you can actually use your unique ability to earn yourself more money. It just makes a lot of sense, but I think there's a natural draw for all of us to try and cram in everything and do it all for ourselves, because one, we love to feel independent, two, we love to feel we're saving money, but we're not really saving money. I'm sick of doing it at weekends. I will do it, just free up that time, you know, and even if that time, sometimes even if you can afford it and yet you're not making that money back necessarily, even if you can just free up those 2 hours. What were we talking about yesterday? The importance of escape, where you can invest in yourself. If you can grab yourself 2 hours back every week where you can actually disconnect completely and, you know, kind of just listen to yourself, you know, just connect with the environment around you, to think of the bigger picture, you know, and actually kind of just be more emotionally kind of stable and happier through that process. And there's no better way to spend your money than that. So, you know, if you have that money to spare, get a cleaner and use that time to actually rejuvenate yourself. My ideal Saturday night, jammies, tea, movie. I'm all like that. Now the nights are drawing in and it's coming up to Christmas. Christmas for me, give me some hearts if you agree with this. Christmas for me starts on November the 6th. Soon as bonfire night's out of the way, literally, as soon as it strikes midnight, my Christmas Spotify list comes on, because there's no other things in the way between November the 6th and Christmas. It's all done. So I'm a massive fan, and I will be getting the Christmas movies in, watching a bit of Home Alone when it's dark, Christmas Carol, Muppets Christmas Carol, Miracle on 40, what's that street? 42nd Street or something. I can't remember what it is, but that's an awesome film. That's all coming up. Get your onesie on, get a cup of coffee or hot chocolate or something, just watch a Christmas film. Boom. We could do Christmas Periscopes where we're all reviewing. We'll do a Christmas book club where there's going to be just a Christmas book that there's probably nothing to do with mindset, career or productivity. We'll just do that. Home Alone, great movie. Yes, it's awesome, isn't it? Never gets old. Macaulay Culkin, he's got old, but the film hasn't. Yeah, he's gone a little bit mental, but it's wicked. Awesome. Well, guys, go and enjoy the rest of your night. Go and think about what your unique abilities are. Think whether you're using them to the best of your ability. 30th Street, time of the year, 30th Street, is that what it was? Miracle on 30, I can't remember. But yeah, go and think about those. 34th, so we're getting all the numbers now. Not much going out with a 2-year-old in bed. No, there isn't, Gemma. You would be a very irresponsible parent if you let the 2-year-old in bed to fend for itself. But good for you. That's a unique ability of yours. You're a good mum, obviously. So yeah, 42nd now we're getting. Who knows what it is. Tell me tomorrow night on the scope exactly what it is. Until then, guys, yeah, have an amazing night. Think of your unique abilities. Let's throw away our weaknesses. We don't want to work on them. It's absolutely no fun at all, and it just makes no sense us doing it. One of my weaknesses is turning this scope off, but it's all right. It's actually becoming. I wouldn't say it's in my my good sector yet. It's definitely in my okay sector. I've pulled up the button again. I can start the broadcast. Until tomorrow night, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Appreciate you. Speak to you tomorrow. Bye for now. Oh, by the way, bulletproofactor.com for anyone who's new to this or watching the recording. Bye for now.